The Lord be with you. I'm Deacon Keith Fournier, and our first reading is taken from the book of Revelation. These are the two olive trees and the two lamps in attendance on the Lord of the world. Fire comes from their mouths and consumes their enemies if anyone tries to harm them. And anyone who tries to harm them will certainly be killed in this way. They have the power to lock up the sky so that it does not rain as long as they are prophesying. They have the power to turn water into blood and strike the whole world with any plague as often as they like. When they have completed their witnessing, the beast that comes out of the abyss is going to make war on them and overcome them and kill them. Their corpses lie in the main street of the great city known by the symbolic names Sodom and Egypt, in which their Lord was crucified. People of every race, tribe, language, and nation stare at their corpses for 3.5 days, not letting them be buried. And the people of the world are glad about it and celebrate the event by giving presents to each other, because these two prophets have been a plague to the people of the world. After the 3.5 days, God breathed life into them, and they stood up on their feet, and everybody who saw it happen was terrified. Then I heard a loud voice from heaven say to them, "Come up here." And while their enemies were watching, they went up to heaven in a cloud. And our responsorial psalm from Psalm 144. Blessed be Yahweh my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. My faithful love, my bastion, my citadel, my Savior. I shelter behind him, my shield. He makes the people submit to me. God, I sing to you a new song. I play to you on the 10-string lyre. For you give kings their victories. You rescue your servant David from the sword of evil. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. Some Sadducees, those who argue that there is no resurrection, approached Jesus, and they put this question to him. Master, Moses prescribed for us if a man's married brother dies childless, the man must marry the widow to raise up children for his brother. Well then, there were 7 brothers. The first, having married a wife, died childless. The second and then the third married the widow, and the same with all 7. They died, leaving no children. Finally, the woman herself died. Now, at the resurrection, whose wife will she be, since she had been married to all 7? Jesus replied, The children of this world take wives and husbands. But those who are judged worthy of a place in the other world and in the resurrection from the dead do not marry, because they can no longer die, for they are the same as the angels. And being children of the resurrection, they are children of God. And Moses himself implies that the dead rise again in the passage about the bush, where he calls the Lord the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Now he is God, not of the dead, but of the living, for to him everyone is alive. Some scribes then spoke up. They said, Well put, Master. They did not dare to ask him any more questions. The Gospel of the Lord.
Yes.